Good day, everyone. We are pleased to present our project as a team, where each member will walk you through different parts in the presentation. In this presentation, we will explain how our application is structured and how its key modules function. By dividing the content among us, we hope to give you a clear and comprehensive understanding of the entire workflow and from both technical and user perspectives. We appreciate your attention and we hope you find our presentation informative. Before I begin my part, I will introduce myself. My name is Sean and I will talk about the modules. Now, I will walk through the architecture of our application by breaking down its five main modules. Each module has a specific responsibility and together they form a complete well-structured system. Let's begin with the largest and most important part, the GUI controller. First, we have the GUI-PY, which acts as the central controller for the entire application. It contains 3,148 lines, making up 70% of the entire code base. As you can see, it's a lot. It has one main outer function, which is the start app function, but inside it there is around 80 nested functions. This module manages everything related to the user's interface, such as the login page, main reservation dashboard, room booking form, payment processing, student information search, room management, report generation and export, cafeteria menu and ordering, order management, and admin controls. Next is the DBPY module, which is our data layer or model. This module contains 863 lines and 47 functions, and it manages all communication with our SQLite database, which consists of 9 tables. These 47 functions fall into the following categories: 1 function for database installation, 4 for security and authentication, 6 for customer management, 7 for payment processing, 13 for room management, 6 for report queries, and 10 for cafeteria operations. Third, we have reports PY module, which focus on formatting data and generating statistical reports. It contains 318 lines and 7 functions. The 7 functions are to generate summary report data, occupancy report data, revenue report data, student report data, room class report data, payment status report data, and to create HTML table. The next module is UI styles PY, which is responsible for the application's visual theme. With 133 lines and 3 functions, it sets the tone for the function, which is the main. Its job is simple. It boots the system, calls the GUI launcher, delegates all real work to other modules. It follows the single responsibility principle, as it only exists to start the application. Now, let's quickly summarize the reasons behind the size differences between the modules. So, why is GUI PY module so big? This is because it handles 80 nested event functions. Also, some people might ask why DBPY module has so many functions. Because it separates every database operation into its own function. This creates a clean modular architecture. That is all from me. Now I will pass it to Sebastian Sim.
So thank you to Sean. And in my parts, I will show what admin can access to this system. So the admin use the password of 123 to log into this system. So when admin log into this page, the admin can help the student who do not know how to booking a room to book a room for them. So when student filling their name, the name must be in English and the phone number must be in the format of +60 and have a dash between the number. And the student ID can only be in number and only accept 9 digits or 10 digits. So students also can write their special request of their dorm, and student also can choose the room type. For example, it have economy, standard, deluxe, premium, and suite. So after booking a room, it will show the admin on the page. So next is the payment for the room. The admin can help student to record the payment when students are paying cash. So when after the students have paid their fees, the status will appear paid here. So the third is the student info. Here you can see the student information, for example like student name, their phone number, student ID, and who is booking the room, and their payment status or any special request for their dorm. The fourth is the report. So first is the summary of the dorm. Admin actually can see all the things at here. And next is the revenue report. This can make admin more easy to know the income of the dorm. So the next is the room class report, which can show which type of room have more people book. And next is the occupancy report. It can show how many rooms are occupied. So next is the student status report. And lastly is the payment status for student. This can make sure students have paid all their balance. So after that, the next things that admin can access is manage room. So the admin actually can adjust the price of the room or the class of the room. So the admin also can know which room are taken or available. So the next is the cafeteria. The admin can view what students have ordered at here. So lastly, when students check in and check out, admin can help them to record. So this can prevent the room is taken but the room actually is empty. So I will pass it to Penny. That's all from me.
So thank you for Sebastian's presentation. So now I will be explaining about the login access for students. And as you can see, the password is 456. So when you press in the password, log in, press the login button, then we will go to the next page. So here got three, which is the book room, payment for room, and cafeteria. So like we press on the book room. So here will be the information required for you to book a room. So here are some rules, which is the student name must in English, the phone number must be in the format as shown, and the student ID only can be accepted in 9 digit to 10 digits. So if you need any special request, you can fill it, or if not, if it's optional, so you can leave it blank. So, and also the room number, it will show on here. If the room is being taken, it will show on here, so you cannot take it. So after you book a room, it will show on the first page, which is the login page. Then after, but you can, as you can see, it's not paid, so you need to go to the payment for a room, press it, and move to the next page. So you need to select the customer based on your name, and select the payment method, like here it have 5 payment method you can choose. So after you choose the payment methods, you need to pay the payment amount. Here need to care is the payment amount cannot more than or less than the amount, the room price. So after you pay the room price, it will show on the first page. And as you can see, we already paid it. So here will be the book room system and the payment for room system. So lastly will be the cafeteria. When we press in the cafeteria system, we will see that here the cafeteria menu. So here got two. One is the order for food and one is the my order and payment. So we press in the order for food button. We will show here. So first you will need to type in your name. And next, for example, I got press for a coffee and a soda. I will need to add to the cart and choose the quantity I need. Remove salad will you need to press on one and remove it, or if you don't want everything, you just clear the cart. And here is the total price you need to pay, and you need to press the order. So you go back and go into the my order and payment. Here will be the payment method. Here also 5 payment method, and the total unpaid amount will be shown on the top of the page. For the amount, you can just straight away choose the ID you need and calculate select. It will just show on it. You do not need to type yourself. Here is, even though you type, like you choose a already complete, accidentally take another ID to pay it, but it not will be able to pay because the unpaid amount is only 5.898. For example, I choose two of it, right? But even though it's right the 7.97, but even if I want to submit the payment, it is unable because already been paid. So after you pay for your own ID, you can print out the receipt, and the e-receipt will be like this. As you can see, is clearly. So I think that's all for me. I will pass it to Sheng Xiang.
So, thank you, Fanny. Now I will be presenting the restaurant manager role in our student dorm management system. This specific role is designed for cafeteria operation, so it has a focused set of tools and limited access compared to students or admins. The manager logs in with the username cafeteria manager and password 789, which is shown beside. And once inside, they can only manage food-related features, keeping everything organized and secure. Their work revolves around two main areas, which will be editing menu and also viewing orders. This simply pulls up the full list of dishes stored in the database. It helps the manager quickly checks what's currently active and it's the same list that student can see when they are ordering. Once manager added new dishes by filling in the name, description, price and category right after they save it, the item will appear instantly for students to order. It's useful for adding special or seasonal items into the menu. Moving on, the second major area is order management. The manager can view student orders, update order status, and keep track of completed or cancelled orders. It helps the cafeteria run smoothly during peak hours. For example, when a student places an order, the manager can mark it as in preparation, ready for pickup, or completed. If a student cancels early, the manager can also update the system so the kitchen doesn't prepare unnecessary meals, which by sides prevent food waste. As a overall conclusion, the combination of focus, permission, and simple tools in this system makes student dormitory management more efficient while keeping the rest of the system safe from accidental changes. And that will be it for our presentation.